Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of This Week in Tyranny. This is the second attempt because apparently they didn't want to hear my voice in the last one, which might be a good thing for most people. So, yeah, sorry about that. I had everyone going, there's no audio. I was getting text, no audio. I'm going, what? I know it worked. I see the mic on the OBS going up and down, so I have no idea what happened. So we'll try to do take two. And I'll try to go through it quickly so that it's not, I'm not up till 2 in the morning. So, all right, I'll try to do almost the exact same order. I think it is the same order. Anyway, I didn't put in Joe Biden's Year of the Ox thing. Maybe I'll see if I can put that up real quick. I thought I had that up. There it is. Hold on, let's go with our fearless leader.
Everyone who celebrates. Jill and I are here to wish a happy Lunar New Year to everyone who celebrates.
This is a time of renewal, a chance to celebrate. Remember the joys and sorrows of the path that brought us here.
I can't take it anymore. Apparently everyone and their brother had day off yesterday. I had no idea. It's the Year of the Ox for the Chinese. It's Chinese New Year. Yeah. Notice that they were all in on the Chinese New Year. Interesting. I don't remember anybody else doing it, but I wasn't paying attention to it either. But our dear leader, President King Joey Biden, the first. Joe Biden the Great, I guess, for some people, I guess. The National Guard troops will continue to protect the nation's capital through the end of 2021, according to a report by WTTG TV Fox 5. As our boy Ryan Grant said, or forever. Just admit the Capitol will be militarized forever. Yep, that's it. They ain't going anywhere. There was somebody else. I could have sworn I had somebody else down here before. Oh, I was on the other one. But he mentioned about how nothing goes away. I miss. Oh, well. Anyways, there was another great tweet underneath it from the last one. It's gone. But, yeah, it'll be forever. Now let's go to our brothers from the land down under.
We're going to be locked up for five days. You may as well enjoy it now.
We're so lucky we came to the tennis today because this is obviously the last chance before lockdown.
And with the restrictions not in force until midnight, for some, the pre-isolation party has only just begun.
Dan he's decreed it. It's locked down. So we are on the biz.
Emily Rice.
So yeah, they're in a 5-day lockdown period. There was a tennis match, the Melbourne Open, and there was nobody there. You notice the tennis players, they don't do high fives; they slap the rackets because reasons. There was another one I thought too. Oh yeah, this is it. This is over the United Kingdom. Travel won't be possible until everybody is jabbed. Travel Secretary says, we need to wait for other countries to catch up as well in order to do that wider international unlock. So, literally, you guys in the United Kingdom, everybody. Which is kind of funny. I heard today from Tom Wood's podcast, one guy in the United Kingdom. He's thinking about leaving the United Kingdom because it's so nutty out there. You got to basically, after you get off a plane, you got to go into basically a jail cell hotel. And you pay for it. Kind of like Canada, too. For 10, 15 days or something like that. Vanderbilt's Jerry Stackhouse blames Trump supporters for criticism of basketball. Okay, now, Stackhouse was a great player from North Carolina. I remember when I was at basketball camp, at Tar Heel basketball camp, my roommate ended up losing, so they ended up walking back, and they ended up getting to see Jordan. But I got a Polaroid. Now, if you kids remember what a Polaroid is, it is in a high-definition photo, and this was a disposable camera, so it was even worse. So I had a photo of Vince Carter throwing it down on Stackhouse, which was so blurred, I knew exactly what happened because I was there. Anyways, Stack apparently is not the greatest at coaching, and he's now 5-23 in the SEC. It's terrible. It's just above. That's about as bad as you can get without winning a game. Apparently, that might be a couple forfeits. Who knows? And 16-31 total, and 16. Who they beat? I mean, You schedule nobody. You schedule wins, automatic wins. So they aren't very good. So he's blaming everybody that voted for Trump because apparently it's racial to criticize a black man for being a terrible coach. Valparaiso to drop the word Crusaders or team name Crusaders because the term is embraced by hate groups. Now this is a Lutheran college that dropped the word Crusader. Now if they ever learned what Luther did or what Luther said, maybe they'll drop Lutheranism. But that's kind of funny. There's a lot more Protestant groups, teams, high school teams, college teams that I'm aware of that use the word name Crusader than Catholics. But oh well, wokeness is taking over. And you can read all these. It'll be in the show notes underneath.
Well, welcome to hell. We are now told by some...
Now, this is from the United Kingdom. This group, Talk Radio, was banned by YouTube at one time, and they ended up reinstating him. So, hey, Lifeside News, there's hope for you.
Scientists that restrictions for COVID-19 will continue until the end of the year. Doesn't sound long, does it? But, of course, we're only in mid-February. One professor in particular has said that social distancing and masks could be with us, wait for it, forever. Can you imagine? I'm so glad I took a stand on face coverings all those months ago. My view is very simple. I'm happy to wear a mask. I follow the rules at all times, but I believe they should be discretionary, and I think they...
Now, if you knew about it being forever, would you agree to any things that you've been going through for the last 8, 9, 10 months? I would say no. Unlike him, I don't put a thing on. I don't care what you say. It ain't going over me. So, be like that. Stop complying, because this will last forever. They want it to last forever, and they're not going to stop. Speaking of some incredible propaganda.
Oh, it's on.
Think about the deep fakes when you see this. You know, when they superimpose different people wearing things. This is just amazing.
Release the meteor!
He's looking at you, kid.
I dig it.
All about trying to make the muzzle look cool. Man, propaganda is amazing. Okay. This is one you didn't think you'd hear.
And again, this is not us saying so, John Hammond. That is a bulletin released to all law enforcement earlier this week that there is, until the end of April, a persistent threat of domestic extremism, domestic terrorism carried out in the ideology and around this belief that the election was fraudulent, that the COVID restrictions are unnecessary.
So if you say anything about that, the election, you're a domestic terrorist?
All of those ideologies pushed by Donald Trump. But
now, when did Trump push the lockdown? Wasn't he the president during the lockdown? I don't remember hearing anything from him about that.
My question for you is around incitement. We had a policy, and it was very controversial. It was carried out under the Bush years and under the Obama years
of kill a man,
attacking terrorism at its root, of going after and killing. And in the case of Amr al-Awlaki, an American, a Yemeni American, with a drone strike for the crime of inciting violence, inciting terrorism. Mitch McConnell was in the Senate then. He was in the Senate after 9/11 too.
Basically, that should scare the you-know-what out of people. These people are literally talking about drone bombing, possibly drone bombing people. It being okay to drone bomb a U.S. citizen. By the way, remember when we said before, where are the terrorists at? And what did I tell Mike on our show? You are that.
My friends behind me, Dr. Collins and Dr. Fauci, about whether or not I should take my mask off.
It would be nice if we could hear you.
And the truth is, although we're more than 10 feet away, I think it's important that I not.
Just because he's been getting
It's critically important, the message. I realize I'm speaking to a vast majority, at least
brainless drone sheeple.
folks out here at NIH. you know that wearing this mask
Uh-oh,
through
it's worthless
the
now.
next year
He
here
just touched
can save lives, a significant number of lives.
For a year, we got to do that for a year. Now, that's a superstitious thing. I mean, no, it does this. If I put my shoes over there by the TV at the right angle, does that mean that my team scores a touchdown or hits that free throw? No, it's a superstition. Cue up Stevie Wonder. I do it, but they banned the YouTube video if I played Superstition or if I sung Lee Greenwood, which I did in the other one. Somehow I got banned, but it didn't show. It didn't have my voice on there, but it said that I sung a song. I don't know how that happened. Future of smart cities is in streetlights. Now, this is making streetlights. If you've seen the movie, TV series, Person of Interest with Jim Caviezel in it, really cool, great series until the last couple, at least the second to last year when they turned one of the characters gay. Just everything got in. I don't know what. I wonder what Caviezel thought about that part. And not him, but it was one of the other female characters. Anyway, so this is making streetlights surveillance lights. So in San Diego, they got scolded by community activists after the police started using video from its $30 million smart streetlights program. I guess people would get uppity about that. And people were upset because they would look hideous with sensors, cameras, and advertisements on them. Yeah, I guess the other thing is not that big of a deal, right? Okay. Proud to be an American. Well, at least I know I'm free. Hey, missiles away! Trident missile launch from a submarine just off the coast of South Florida. This was February 9th.
It's a U-boat.
There's another video of it down here. No sound on that one. It ended up being a... Did they take it off? It used to be right there. I wonder what happened to it. Oh yeah, there it is. Confirmed. It's a Trident 2 test launch. And the joke was that, or my bud John posted up the kitty cat. Yeah, launch it away. Daily Caller, what was this about? Oh yeah, Instagram bans RFK for his anti-poke views, which he's not an anti-poker, he's anti-Rona poker. Which is funny. These guys go after a lot of these people for saying it. He's okay on he's not 100% anti. He's just calling out the experimental injection that's going on right now. Yeah, anti. He says it himself he's not. Every time you see an interview with him, he says he's not. They reportedly blamed baseball star on the death. Did not know that part. Anyways, yeah, he's been dead on this. That's why they're going after him. This is all about the same thing they had in that event that happened in October. The number that comes after 200 is between 200 and 202 event 20. Just in case I say it, I don't want to get the algorithms going off haywire. Here's RFK's site. 501 deaths, 10,748 other injuries reported following the Rona poke, latest CDC data show. And that's just from the reporting. They only report about, I think he said, or someone said 10%. I want to say that's high. I'm being very conservative on that number. Maybe liberal, on that number. I think it's more like in the single digits. But yeah, you can see all that down here. That's an outcome. A lot of people are banning it. A lot of people aren't doing it. Obviously, they need to crank that up. Our boy Eric Salmon's Diocese of Bismarck beginning to return to normal, like every diocese should. About bloody time. But, spaces, churches eliminated. That's good. Funeral vigils, manifestations, maybe in the church. May be in the church, so it's not totally extraordinary ministers of Eucharist. May resume parish masses only. Yay. All altar boys. Well, they have altar girls too. That just like in sports now, guys who pretend they're females to play in the female sports. Now we've had girls pretending to be boys in the boys' job of altar boys. Same deal. I know somebody might get upset about that, but all right, go have your girls stop pretending to be altar boys. Make it simple. Altar servers at the discretion of the pastor, which permission of their parents may resume. So apparently the entire diocese didn't have altar servers. Choirs for parish masses may resume because, singing spreads the Rona and cold and everything else because the sniffles is now terrifying. Holy water, which has healing powers according to the blessing, which no one does. No new regular parishes don't do the old rite of blessing on the holy water, so that might not be part of it, which most priests don't understand with sacramentals and the power of them because they usually just do a generic blessing. But now they can come back into FOTS. Yay, they should never have been taken out in the first place. Penance services are allowed, but only with use of screens. Sunday and Holy Day of Obligation will go back into effect. About bloody time, only 8 months late. And, sign of peace, yay. No offertory, okay. Face. Holy Communion only one species. Do not resuscitate notices given to patients with learning disabilities. It sounded kind of eugenic-y to me. It's just like they're going after Down syndrome kids. You get Down syndrome, you got a high chance of being aborted. The New York butcher, Governor Cuomo, keeps a low profile and avoids reporters at the Oval Office meeting with Biden as Democrats and Republicans demand he resign for covering up the true COVID death toll in New York nursing homes. This is going... They need to lock this guy up. There's no way he can get off on this. You read the whole story about this in the link again. It will be all in the show notes. But he basically murdered people in New York. Majority of the deaths came from 3 places: New York, Pennsylvania, darn it, I can't think of the other state right now. New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and it was all putting these guys in nursing homes. David Hogue's back in the news. He's going after the pillow guy, the My Pillow guy. Yeah, that's because that's what you do when you're that age. You go after pillows. So he started his own pillow company. And he got some woke guys, so he wants to get all kinds of other woke people in the business. Notice these guys don't have a clue on how running a business because they need to have LGBT people in there thinking that's how you run it. Equality. Whatever. Okay. Speaking of equality, I was watching the game today. Not watching it. Literally watching it. We went to a Mexican restaurant with the family. Took them over there and Duke, NC State. And I've forgotten the NCAA was playing. I used to watch games. I loved college basketball. I used to love NBA until the Dream Team retired, and I can't stand it's another form of basketball anymore. But I at least watched NCAA. It's February. College basketball started in October, March. Just midnight. So I didn't even know these guys were even playing. So I look up and I see Duke and NC State playing. And I was okay, no problem. All right, great. I glanced and I noticed that underneath the number was words. I go, what in the world? Why
Florida State needed a
going on here?
End-to-end driving bucket to beat the buzzer to force overtime by Scotty Barnes, and they went on to beat Wake Forest. Right, he's still very high on both.
So this one's not going to show it, but the other one, I think. Oh no, it won't do it. It was on the other one. Where was it? Let's see if I can get that back. Duke men's basketball. Yeah, I think this is it. Oh yeah, there it is right there. So, equality. Thanks, Duke, for becoming just like the NBA. Wokeness, equality. And so what do you guys say about the guys that pretend to be girls and run track? I ain't heard anything from you guys. From the I can't believe this is not butter file. Amazon's planned corporate HQ looks like a modern Tower of Babel. This is not a joke. This literally happened. It's in Northern Virginia. I'll just play the video because I already read it once. I really don't want to read it again, so I'll just click play. Tyranny in L.A. You know, the cathedral. We'll take that back. The cathedral in Lincoln's pretty bad too. They got a novena out for our Lord to send a tornado to take that thing down. Should a runny nose be added to the official Rona watch list? Yeah. Literally everything. Everything is a symptom. Again, if you want to read through this, just go through and check it out yourself. Let's see. Oh, main 3?
Hi, I'm Nam. I'm a GP and the clinical lead for the NHS website. I'm here to give you the latest NHS information and advice about coronavirus, COVID-19. Coronavirus vaccine.
I'm bored already. You want to watch it? It's 12:30 now. It's the third time trying to do this thing. The Pentagon will deploy active duty troops to mass pokey sites. And they're heading up with the Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin has approved a FEMA request to augment and expedite the country's poke rollout. We clicked that, but that's an hour and a half. If you want to check it out, more power to you. See what Canada's doing? Yeah, probably the same thing. Listen carefully to what Facebook isn't saying about Apple's upcoming privacy change. It's the only part that matters. Basically, as I read it before, Facebook is upset that you have the option to basically opt out of being tracked. Basically what's coming out of them. Apple's got an update, iOS 14 coming out, and it lets you know if you want to be in or out of this thing. So Facebook is upset about that because it's basically telling everybody that they're tracking you. Kind of comical in a sense, but you at least get the choice. I don't know how many people would know about it if they didn't see this or was told about it. So when you have an update, if you have an iPhone or anything like that, which I'd rather have a burner phone anymore. Eventually, I'll end up getting rid of the quote-unquote smartphone tracking device, which Apple said after BLM, when the guys broke into the Apple store in Minneapolis, Apple said, "Don't worry, we can track them." It's kind of funny when they said that. Coming to your neighborhood, Amazon delivery vans with roaming eyes cameras. So I went through this before. Here's a little video. So it's all about safety, obviously. So they'll be able to see 365 degrees around.
Delivering Amazon packages is one of the most important pieces to the Amazon customer experience. That is why we at Amazon are committed to keeping drivers and the communities in which they deliver safe. We are always searching out innovative ways to keep drivers safe. That is why we have partnered with Netrodyne to help us make improvements to the driver experience. Netrodyne is a transportation...
Now I was joking when I first did. Netrodyne, didn't it sound like Cyberdyne? Cyberdyne Systems? T1000s? Netrodyne, Cyberdyne, okay.
Technology company based in Southern California. They are the first company to merge artificial intelligence and video to create industry-leading safety systems. Studies have shown that the camera systems can reduce collisions by 1/3 through... So now that we know what the camera sees, let's talk about when driver eye uploads video footage. There are 16 different safety signals that will trigger driver eye to upload cab warning footage. The driver eye camera system is the only camera system of its kind that can recognize good driving habits, not just on-road incidents. So what does the camera see? The video footage looks like this. As a driver, this view probably looks pretty familiar. It's looking directly through the windshield. And here's a view through the left and right side cameras. And this is the driver-facing camera.
You get the point. AI. Gotta love it, right? Continue to say this is the AI. New AI can detect emotion with radio waves. And there was a guy that's the philosopher for the World Economic Forum. He talks about remember bringing up that maybe you're standing there with your Fitbit on your arm or whatever, and maybe the dear leader doesn't say something that you like, and you get a little upset, and it triggers a response in the Fitbit, and the Capitol sees that you're upset, and all of a sudden you get a knock at your door. Uh-oh. Yeah, you can read about that more too. From event between 200 and 202 and Cyber Polygon, the WEF simulation of coming cyber pandemic that Klaus Schwab talked about back in June, July. Whitney Webb is great on this stuff. Check it out. Again, it'll be all in the show notes. It's a lengthy article, but she digs deep into what's going on in this. And she also has something called, it's not the podcast. Does that have it on here? The deep state. Oh, is it not deep state? Oh yeah, I'll check this one out. I haven't seen this one, that one. But what was the one that I was thinking of? Darn it. It's not on here. It's the other one, but it's Eve's. It's the guy that had the problem with the talk about if the rats, he done with the rats to take over the tech, which is us basically, and he's the guru that Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg loves. Russell Brand drools all over this guy. He's the, like I said, he's the guru philosopher for the World Economic Forum, and they did a deep dive on it. It's on the Last American Vagabond YouTube channel. It's exposing whatever his name is. I can't think of his name right now. Very good video if you get a chance. It's about 2.5 hours long, though. I will warn you that. Angel Mama maple syrup, new logo and name. So racism just ended. Thank you for ending racism by changing the Angel Mama. Iowa, here's the good news section. Iowa lifts the muzzle mandate, urges personal responsibility. Woohoo! Personal responsibility. You would think people knew about that thing, but no one likes personal responsibility. They like being told, daddy and mommy government. They need daddy and mommy, the government, to tell them how to live, walk, and wipe their hands. So Governor Kim Reynolds has finally lifted the mandate, which I know Florida doesn't have one, Wisconsin now, and now Iowa. Yay! Keep it rolling. Don't turn back, please. And burn that stupid thing that's in that people wear over their faces. Here's the best governor in the states. By the way, I say that because this guy actually knows if you hear knows the science, people go up to him and he'll say, yeah, there was a study done back in, this month or last month or this month. He knows, he doesn't buy into this junk, and he knows how to back it up.
State legislature, DeSantis and the Republican-led state legislature say they want to take on Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, and Twitter. The lawmakers accuse the companies of targeting and censoring conservatives. They didn't offer any evidence, but the companies have been trying to combat the spread of misinformation and calls for violence. Proposals before the state legislature would seek to limit big tech's ability to disable or suspend a person's account.
These network of Silicon Valley CEOs wield extraordinary power to the point of holistically controlling the flow of vast swaths of information in our country. In a matter of hours, a business can be dismantled, a community of friends and colleagues canceled, and even a sitting president of the United States silenced.
And one way to do this is make sure, hit them hard. Get on the offensive. Lou Rocco posted this. We talked about this last week. I just didn't pull the thing up. What they're doing, they went after the middle guys. Can't go after the big guys. You're not going to be able to get Schwab, not going to be able to get Gates, but you can get the middle guys. You can get the state legislature. You can get the school boards. You can get these guys like this. Go after them. They use words like Nuremberg Code. They went after you. Scare these guys enough, they'll fold. It's a good way it's a good idea, good tactic to go after. Also, think locally, act locally. How you beat the Gates' food campaign about him trying to get fake meats and all that. Grow your own food. Shop at the local food markets. I go to the meat store about 30 minutes north of here in Lincolnton. Locally owned, cheaper than Walmart. check it out. Act locally, think locally. You can do this. My kid just woke up, so I gotta go run. Anyway, God love you. Talk to you later, and good night.